What's up, guys? Cassandra Carson here from Paralandra and the Life Project, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hola, amigos. This is Billy Sheehan. You're listening to me right here and watching on the Weekly Pour podcast. Thank you.
Hey, this is Frank Fletcher. You're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast with TBT and Ace.
I'm Logan, right?
Yes.
That's how all right, I'll go now. What's up, everybody? It's Logan from All the Pretty Things, and you're listening to TPT and Ace on the Weekly Pour podcast.
Hey, guys, this is John Karabi from, just about every band but ABBA, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Turn it up.
Hey, guys, it's Leva Leone, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour. Great metalheads, crazy music, because we all bleed metal. Ciao.
Yo guys, it's Mark McKay here, and you're listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Crank it up.
My name's Reggie, and you are listening to the Weekly Pour podcast. Thanks so much for joining the most amazing twosome out there.
This is Mark Merrill, also known as Johnny B. Bad. It's a blessing to teach you a lesson at the Weekly Pour with TBT and Ace.
The most amazing things that can happen to a human being will happen to you if you lower your expectations. Welcome to the Weekly Pour podcast. Here are your hosts, TBT and Ace.
What is up? Hello, I am TBT. That guy is Ace. This is the Weekly Pour podcast. This is episode 73. And here we are. That's all we got this week. We'll see you next week. Just joking.
There's actually quite a bit out there. It's just sometimes it's a struggle to piece it all together to make it a cohesive show.
And to narrow everything down, because there's just it's been a crazy, week in just news, just random stuff, just between people having stalkers and weird stuff. It's been one of those awkward weeks of just random crap,
right?
But there's no Taylor Swift on my list this week.
Well, we better find something.
Nope. No, not doing it. Saying hello to everybody in the chat already. If you're in there, you better hit that thumbs up. Who we got in there? Shannon, how you doing? Mama TBT is in there. Sandra is also in. I know there's more of you, so make sure you hit that thumbs up. Boom, just like I did, because it's our show, and of course we're going to hit the thumbs up. If you're listening to this after the live, and you're just doing this on one of your favorite podcast platforms, leave a review. Only if it's good. We don't want crappy ones. Right?
Right.
Leave a crappy one. Who cares?
Yeah, at least you watched.
Yeah. Or listened.
Right.
Like you're on your way to work in 6 feet of snow like we have.
6 feet of snow? Where are you living?
Just south of you. East. Oh, great. Wes is back.
All right. Remind me not to go in your area tomorrow when I'm out and about.
Right, yeah. I don't know. The plows probably won't make it in. Oh, look. Natalie. Oh, I don't even want to hear this. My hair appointment is running over. I'll be back ASAP. Hair appointment?
Oh, my gosh. Is this high school?
Number one, who schedules a hair appointment for a Tuesday when you're supposed to be moderating a freaking chat for a podcast?
At 7 o'clock?
At 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She's getting fired.
Well, you would think the poor hairdresser wants to go home.
Especially
and here's Nat
late
making demands.
Yeah. It's not like she works on Fridays.
Right. She's got Friday off.
Yeah. Yeah, Wes is right. Wes says it. She's a part-timer.
Yeah, she's a part-timer.
Yeah.
Well, no, now she's sorry.
Oh, because she had to reschedule from Friday because her friend is adopting her babies that day. Not our problem.
Why is Natalie letting her babies be adopted?
Yeah. Why are your babies being adopted by your friend? Is your friend... How does that even fit into hair? Are they doing the kids' hair?
What don't we know?
I don't know. I am confused. Let me read this again.
You're her friend. You know her better than I do. You didn't know she was having children?
I didn't know she was adopting them out. My friend is adopting her babies that day. If your friend has babies, they're hers.
She doesn't need to adopt them.
She doesn't need to adopt them. That's like, oh, look.
That's a trick that some lawyer pulled on her for money.
That's right.
That's a scam.
Right. Right. That's exactly what it is. I'm so confused. Not my. Oh. Not my babies, her foster babies. They're from Australia? I love foster beer. I didn't know they made little babies. That's awesome. I don't know what that has to do with her hair anyway. Does she have to get her hair done for the adoption to happen?
Right. It's a big
Does
deal.
Does she have to try to look good for the adoption that she's not involved in?
She probably has makeup, unlike we do. You know,
hair and makeup. Yep. Don't get me started on that one. I'm waiting for the door to open. All right. It didn't. All right. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. Appreciate you coming in. Thanks for hitting that thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button too, just because if you don't want all the notifications, then turn them off, but hit subscribe anyway. She's going to the adoption. So that means she is trying to outdo the adoptive mother by getting her hair done.
My God, this is like the bridesmaid trying to look better than the bride on the wedding day.
Exactly. This is the Real Housewives of Central Indiana.
I didn't know she was like that.
I didn't either. Yeah, Wes. Nat's having more babies. Yeah, Real Housewives of Central Indiana.
Like Wes didn't know.
Right. Duh.
Anyway.
Yeah, whatever. Well, here's a good thing. We don't have to get our hair done.
No, mine's done. I just wake up like this.
Yeah. Natural.
And so do you.
Yeah. Exactly. How was your week?
Well, you talking about Monday?
Well, no, I mean, it's been a week since we've been here.
It has. And
yeah, our weeks start on Tuesdays.
It stunk. Let me tell you. It stunk. So we did a podcast on Tuesday.
Correct.
By Wednesday, I was sick as a dog.
Woo.
Sick as a dog in the walk-in clinic, getting diagnosed with the dreaded COVID. Yeah. Yeah, and it's rampant. It's rampant at the workplace. So I missed Thursday. Friday we were off. But they gave me a miracle drug.
Is it called aspirin?
No, it's an antiviral medication created by scientists to help combat COVID-19 symptoms. So I had a fever.
Where was this 2 years ago?
I don't know the history of this medicine, but by Friday I was doing lawn work.
Did you say lawn work?
Yeah, I'm still closing my pool. Remember last week we talked about how I'm closing? Well,
yeah.
Okay, part 3 was Friday, and then I got a couple more things to do Saturday, and we'll get it closed.
Do you know the name of the medicine?
Plavloxin or something like that.
Because Wes just said something, and I can't even pronounce that.
Ivermectin. That was a controversial drug at the time because it has something to do with horses and veterinarians and that sort of thing.
Horse tranquilizers.
No, I think it was something else.
I mean, that was close.
Right, but it was very effective in some people. No, this is something else, and it really, really, really took away the symptoms.
Paxlovid?
That's it.
Oh, wow. How did Shannon know? That's awesome.
I have no clue. She is
weird.
Psychic or something.
Wes said you're built like a horse.
There you go.
Yeah, one of the little ponies.
Little stout pony.
A little stout pony. So that's the second beer reference.
Right.
Stout and Foster's. That's great.
Right.
So this week's episode is brought to you by beer.
Right.
There.
First time?
Yeah. So have you closed the pool?
No. We have.
So there will be a part 4.
Yeah, there's a few more things to do on Saturday.
Okay.
We had to wait. We had to wait on some parts to come in.
Okay.
So we got a new liner like 2 years ago, and since last year we didn't close the pool. We just left it running and took our chances. We didn't know that they changed the size of the jets, so our caps that screw onto the jets don't fit. So we had to order some, and we're waiting on 2 more of those to come in. So, I see Kathy.
Oh yeah, you don't want to read it.
What? I have not heard from this woman in 2 days, maybe 3, and this is what I get.
Isn't it just as easy as like going like this, click, and then it's hooked up?
I think it's deliberate. So obviously, you're listening. You can't read this, but the turtle is dirty again.
Oh boy, great! This is the perfect time for Natalie to not be here.
Yeah, but the thing is, see, my wife is leaving tomorrow for. She'll be at Kathy's tomorrow, late, and then she's heading into Canada the next day.
Canada.
So I won't be up there to do anything. I'm not going this trip.
But your wife could plug in the filter.
Well, if it's disgusting, though, I mean, how will the filter help?
I don't know. It's not my turtle.
How many days would it take for that filter to clean that tank?
How many filters would it take to clean that tank?
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, at least I wish I could help.
Yeah.
She needs to stop lifting records, for one thing.
Well, it would probably be smart.
Yes.
I'm having my pool looked at on Monday.
You're having what looked at?
My pool.
Oh. What are you having done?
I'm having it looked at because it's got a leak.
What happened already?
Yeah, I don't know. I've not even used this thing.
I mean, how does this happen?
Installation.
Yeah.
Installation, pinhole somewhere. And so I called today because I was actually able to get the cover off and look to see how much water. Yeah, this has been going since what? September, I think I got it installed and filled. So September, October, November. So 2 months, I've probably lost, I don't know, 4 or 5 inches of water.
Really?
So it's a slow leak.
Right.
But I had to call service department and say, yep, just bought it 2 months ago, filled it, closed it, haven't stepped foot in it.
Wait, you closed it? How long did it take?
30 seconds. That was it. 30 seconds.
So not several weeks.
No, it was only like part 1. There was enough time in that episode to continue on to something else. But, so yeah, they got to come out Monday, find out where the leak's at. The dude tells me on the phone, it's too cold for him to get in the water and patch it. And I'm like, it is 64 degrees today.
Right, and he'll be in a scuba suit.
You know what I said? I said, I'll jump my ass into the pool and patch it.
Yeah, show me where.
Yeah. So apparently they can put this patch, and I'll explain the patch thing, but they can put the patch in it, take care of it, big, done deal. Because they can't put a new liner in it at this time of year because it's not warm enough for it to stretch properly.
Yeah.
All I heard was shrinkage, and I was like, oh, I get it. Okay. So patch right now. Springtime, I'll get a new liner because, it's like a whopping 2 months old. So, yeah.
Right.
I made another phone call today that you're going to be interested in.
Okay.
You know the Garage Mahal?
Yeah.
What I call my garage that I have that is a Mahal. I want to get internet in it.
Okay.
I've got fiber. What am I missing? I'm just looking at what Kathy's doing. So I call about getting fiber optic ran up to the garage mahal because that's what we have. And they said, how do you want to do it? Do you want to run Cat 6 or do you want to just do a whole new service? I said, I don't know. Talk to me. Tell me what the deal is. They
Okay.
said, well, you can run Cat 6, run it from your router out to wherever you want it, your garage, your barn, whatever. Call them. They will come in. They'll put the caps on. They'll set up a Wi-Fi mesh. Done. Like $5 extra a month on your bill. I'm like, all
Oh,
right,
okay.
cool. Yeah, well, no big deal. And I said, what's my other option? She goes, well, your other option is just to have a whole new or a whole nother bill. So basically, if I've got, 6 bazillion gigahertz over at the house, I could do a separate bill and have 600 bazillion gigahertz over there.
Wow.
Just 2 different bills. So, like, if you went for the same package, you'd be paying double, basically. I was like, all right. I was like, so how's that work? I was like, can't you just run a splitter and take it over there? And they said, oh, well, what's your address? So I give them my address, 123 Main Street. And she's like, oh, you don't have a Dropbox. I was like, okay, great. So what? She's like, oh, well, you'd have to get one of those put in as well so that they'd be able to do it. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, what would that run me? She's like, well, I'd have to talk to one of the installers. I'm like, okay, I'm talking to you about the install. So ballpark it, something. She goes, okay, yeah. Let me see. The last one we did, I'm pretty sure it was about $1,000.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah. I said, what? And she said, yeah. I said, okay, so Cat 6 cable's about $40 for 300 feet. I think that's the way I'm going to go. $1,000
$1,000
plus the monthly bill. So let's say you get the $50, program or package, you're going to pay $50 a month. Well, that's on top of the $1,000 that we had to pay. So I said, yeah, it's not happening. I'll get AOL on dial-up if I have to.
What does this Dropbox do? What's the?
I don't know. I'm not up to par on my. I mean, like with cable, you used to be able to just run a splitter off of it.
Right.
Cut it right in the middle, throw a splitter on, run another thing up, and you're good.
I've seen that people do that with electricity, like right behind other people's houses and stuff.
Sure.
Cable. Remember the people do it with cable.
Yeah, run it down to the cable box. You're good. Apparently, you can't do that with fiber optic. Who knew?
Fancy.
I guess. I don't know. But that's all I wanted to do. It's like run a splitter from a house. Run it over there.
So your option is basically to do what?
My only option is to run Cat 6 cable from my modem or my router here in the house.
Yeah.
Up into the attic, out the side of the house, down the house, under the ground,
right,
into the garage mahal.
So, have you abandoned all hope, or are you going to attempt this?
I don't know. It's on the list. It's kind of like Chris Jericho's list. It's on the list. It'll either get done or it won't. I don't know.
Right.
I haven't decided. It's to the point now where I'm trying to figure out, is it even worth it? Because the plan was to put a TV up there.
Of course.
Great place to hang out and have some beverages and watch some football or porn, whatever. But to be able to have Wi-Fi, yeah, it's not that important.
No,
not at all. So
your phone works up there if you need it. So
yeah, if I step out, it's a metal building.
Yeah, true.
So that's the only part of it is if you're up there and you've got it closed up, then you're not getting service. So,
$1,000 though, and you don't need it like tomorrow.
right.
I mean, you can save that up. I mean, all the money you make.
Yeah, with all the sponsorships we have on this podcast, sure.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Foster beer and such.
Such, yeah. Maybe we could adopt out more kids.
I need a cut of that.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so it's been, and then I was just telling you before we went on the air, it's just been one of those today's Tuesday. Feels like it's already been a Monday. I think part of it is because we only worked 3 days last week.
Right.
3 out of 5, because, off for election day. And the jobs that we have, we were off for election day. And one of the jobs. And then
days.
Right. Yeah, in the middle of your being sick.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Friday, of course, was Veterans Day, observed. So, and of course, Mrs. TBT's birthday was on Saturday, actual Veterans Day. So, yeah, here we are. It's Tuesday, feels like Monday. Tomorrow's Wednesday, feels like Tuesday.
Man, you'll never catch up.
No. Oh, and the time changed on top of all that.
Man, I hate that.
Yeah. But somebody made a very good point. If we had to shift our hour back, why can't we do that at work? And start going in at 7.
Okay.
I'm down with it.
So instead of changing the clock?
No, change the clock too, but go into work an hour early.
Well, why would I do that?
Well, you're going to get off an hour earlier.
But no, they won't let me. They won't.
It sounds good.
And they probably wouldn't pay you.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, especially you're a salaried employee.
Yeah, but we're going to change the hours of everything.
Okay.
We're following everything. Spring forward, fall back. So we're either 8 to 4 or 7 to 3. I think it's only fair.
Man, if I got used to 7 to 3, I'd never want to go back.
No kidding.
I used to love that because, especially in the summertime.
Right. But now, you get off at 3 or 4, you got an hour of daylight.
Maybe.
Exactly. Maybe. Ridiculous. Holy moly. Guess what?
What?
There's a whole bunch of stuff in the freaking news this week.
Yeah, well, we spent 23 minutes talking about nonsense, so we better get started.
Yeah, but everybody's, really wants to talk about our stuff too. They want to know what's going on in our lives.
We are quite interesting people.
Yeah. Interesting, entertaining, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Probably some of the biggest news of the week, for me anyway, was the Best of All Worlds tour that was announced.
Yes. I saw that earlier today. And that is going to be, we're talking about Hagar, Michael Anthony, and Jason Bonham, which typically are the Circle.
Right.
But they are adding guitarist Joe Satriani.
Right.
Yes. So look at it two ways. This is either the Circle minus Vic Johnson.
Right.
Or it's Chickenfoot with a different drummer.
Or
it's
Van Halen with a different drummer and guitar player.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So that's why it is the Best of All Worlds. See what they did there?
Yeah. Sammy says they're going to dig deep into Van Halen.
Yes.
And he's been using the Circle to play the Hagar Van Halen stuff. Because honestly, the only person playing that or keeping that alive is Sammy.
Right.
When Dave was with Van Halen, they weren't doing that because that's not what Dave does, and he can't do it.
No.
But Sammy's the one doing it. But he's saying that they're going to dig even deeper. And it's not all going to be Sammy Hagar Van Halen.
Right.
So I think that's intriguing. I actually, so on the live album they put out right here, right now, I think there's his version of Jump
Right.
and his version of Ain't Talking About Love. And I love both of them because he actually sings. Hagar does. And the way he does Jump, I love it. I think it sounds great. So I'm excited to see what he does with other stuff.
Yeah, and here's an interesting note. And this was straight from Sammy. He said that when they go out in July next year, it will be almost exactly 20 years. Keep that in mind. 20 years since him, Mike, and Ed and Al went out in 2004.
2004, and it's been that long.
Yeah, 20 years. He said, we can't wait another 20 years. How long can I even sing these songs? I just thought it's time to serve the fans. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, and he said that before a lot lately, actually, about how long can I sing these songs?
Yeah.
Because what is Sammy now? 76?
Yep.
Yeah, 76. Amazing that he can still do it regardless.
No kidding.
And it's no joke. He still can.
Yeah.
I saw him not that long ago, and he sounded fantastic.
Right. Who are they taking with them? Loverboy.
Who?
Loverboy.
My God, those guys won't stop.
Right? Yeah, Loverboy is who they're taking, and it is a 28 date tour starting in July in West Palm Beach. Let's see. It looks like they're catching all kinds of stuff: East Coast, Gulf Coast, Florida, Michigan, Canada. I mean, they're hitting all over the place. Washington, California, Texas, Arizona, Cincinnati. They're hitting Noblesville, which will be close for us on August 30th.
August 30th?
Yep.
Oh, got to go to that.
That is a week after the Creed concert.
Oh, I have something to say about that in a minute.
Excellent. So, yeah, we may have to, we just might have to go to that. Tickets go on sale tomorrow for, I think it's the early birds. Pre-sales begin on Wednesday, general sale Friday the 17th at 10 a.m. Tickets and more details go to redrocker.com. So,
yeah, and they shouldn't be outrageous. That's what I like about it. And that doesn't mean Sammy's not popular or anything like that.
Right.
It's just, it's not going to be outrageous, and I appreciate that because Creed is outrageous.
Outrageous. Yes.
Did you look at tickets?
Sure did.
So they had the pre-sales. Was it last Wednesday or the Wednesday before?
Yes.
So I found a pre-sale code.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have the money. I just wanted to see what they were going for. Now, mind you, our show is in August.
Yes.
Of 2024.
Yes.
It is currently November of 2023.
Yes.
So this is where I make mistakes in buying tickets. My thought is I have plenty of time.
Correct.
So that's my thought. So I'm looking at these pre-sale tickets, and they're not terrible for the good seats. They're not that bad. They're still about $100 or a little more than that, 125.
Right.
For the decent seats in the pavilion, if you're in an amphitheater, it's doable. It's more than I want to pay, but it's doable for Creed, and this is a big event. Okay. So when the tickets go on sale for everyone else, the general public, on Friday, I want to see what they are. I failed to count the power of the bot.
Mm-hmm.
And how many tickets get scooped up in the aftermarket or the secondary market.
Yeah.
Again, me griping about the secondary market, but oh my God, every ticket was a verified resale ticket for that show in August, and they were pushing $300.
Yep.
I can't do it.
I got my tickets on the pre-sale.
Good man. But what is the point? What is the point of having a pre-sale and then your it's like the damn scan codes at the convenience store, at
Oh
the grocery
yeah,
store. Is it on sale or is it not on sale?
right.
Why do I have to scan this or type in my phone number? You know, why do I have to do anything? If a ticket's on sale, it's on sale. But no, it's a pre-sale for only certain people. Ooh.
Yeah.
You know, the Creed fans that were hanging around for the last, 12 years waiting on something to happen?
It pretty much, yeah. So I'm looking at the Hagar ones right now. VIP package pre-sales start tomorrow at 10. City card member pre-sale starts tomorrow at 10. The Loverboy pre-sale tomorrow at 10.
Okay.
Official platinum pre-sale, whatever that is, tomorrow at 10. Live Nation, and this is a Live Nation event. Live Nation pre-sale doesn't start until Thursday. Ticketmaster doesn't start until Thursday.
Right,
So
because
unless you're a member of the Sammy Hagar fan club, Loverboy fan club, you have a city card. Yeah, you're not looking at getting anything until at least Thursday. So, yeah, I don't know.
I mean, okay, fan club is one thing.
Yeah,
You know, I guess because you're giving the the true believers a shot at tickets early, but I don't know. So it just doesn't make sense sometimes to me. You know, now I don't get tickets that I want because I refuse to pay. You know, an arm and a leg. I'll be sitting on the lawn if I go, which is fine. I've done that a million times.
sure.
But those are $55 or $60.
Yeah,
You know,
but this may be a tour of this group that we may not get to see again.
correct, and that's what they count on.
And well, true, right. I mean, this is the same as why Kiss is going to make their last concert ever a freaking pay-per-view.
Here's what my thought is. I think you're wrong. I think this Creed tour will be so successful that they will alternate these with Alter Bridge, Tremonti's Sinatra shit, or his other group, or Miles. These will intermingle over the next few years.
Right. I
That's
said Kiss.
No, but before that, you said we may never see this again.
No, I'm talking about Hagar.
Okay. I thought we were talking about Creed there for a second.
No. This lineup
think-
and them doing this thing with Van Halen, we'll
No.
probably never see this again.
No, you're right, because Satriani's hard to pin down for those guys. That's why they
Oh,
haven't put
yeah.
out another Chicken Foot record.
Yeah.
It's because they can't pin it down like they want. They say that, but
Yeah, how much of it's actually Sammy just making more tequila
or rum.
or rum or
No. I would.
Yeah.
You tell me. Are you doing the pre-sale for the Hagar tickets?
I'm gonna look.
Look, let me know what they are. I
Okay.
would be interested to see what those prices are if I don't get around to it myself and look, because
Yeah.
I bet they would be more than reasonable. They're not going to be $300.
No, but here's the thing though, man. Once you start loading in parking, that's if you don't want to take your chance. If you just want to go up there, take a chance spending $20-$50 on parking, cool. Unless you go ahead and do it now and buy your preferred parking pass to make sure that you get somewhat decent parking, then now you're looking at an additional cost.
Right.
We're getting older. We mentioned this a couple weeks ago. What if you want to get the VIP stuff? And that doesn't do anything other than give you a private place to take a leak. and a private bar to be able to get your drinks quicker.
Right.
And air conditioning in the middle of August.
Maybe, yeah.
If it works. So, yeah, it's still going to be $300.
There was another tour because we posted it on the Facebook page today.
Yeah.
And Kathy mentioned it right there in the chat. It's the Priest tour, which I don't know if you've got it pulled up.
I do.
All my stuff, well, carry on because all my stuff is just messed up.
They are going on the Invincible Shield Spring 2024 North American Tour with special guest Sabaton.
Yes.
The all-time greats take over the USA this spring with 14 shows. This is also another Live Nation venture. Kicks off April 18th in Connecticut, making stops in Pennsylvania, Boston, Massachusetts, Illinois, D.C., before wrapping up in Syracuse at the Empower Federal Credit Union Amphitheater at Lakeview on May the 22nd. So it's not a tour that's going all over the place, especially with what I say, 14 shows. However, I looked at this list. They're hitting some places that don't normally get big shows, which is kind of surprising because I've recognized quite a few of these. They're playing the amphitheater in Indianapolis, which is not Deer Creek.
That's the White River State Park.
Right.
They don't come here like that. They don't ever come to Indiana.
No, it gets better. They're also hitting the Wings Event Center in Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo does not get a lot of shows. They're playing Welcome to Rockville in Daytona in May. This is one that surprised me because I used to live down in this area. May 12th, they'll be at the Mobile Civic Center Arena in Mobile, Alabama. That is just on the other side of Pensacola, who also doesn't get a whole lot of big shows. But then they return to Indiana May 17th, and they'll be at the Ford Center in Evansville.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah.
So they're coming here twice?
That is correct.
Boy, I'd almost go to the Ford Center for that.
Very true. May 17th.
Better drive, better parking, better everything.
Oh, yeah, for sure. What is May 17th? Let's see. That's a Friday. Yeah. Judas Priest will release Trial by Fire, the second single from their upcoming studio album Invincible Shield, Friday, November 17th. So that's like 3 days away from today. Trial by Fire, second single. That'll be cool.
Right.
The first single, which was Panic Attack, was made available last month.
We were a while back had Richie Faulkner scheduled and didn't get around to getting it done.
Right.
So closer to album release date, we might see who we can get for this because
see if we can't do it again.
Yeah, well, maybe get Rob to do something. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
So what's interesting to me is that that's a 14-date tour.
Right.
Which is short, but they're older. Hagar's is 28 dates, I believe you said. Not a lot, but I love it because what you're going to get is that guy's their best stuff every night.
Oh, totally.
They're not doing 83 shows or 103 or crazy stuff like the bands in the 80s that would do 352 shows a year,
right.
And blow their larynx out or fracture it.
Fracture it, yeah.
So I like that. I like these shorter tours where they hit the big spots and you get their best stuff.
Well, and not just that, but these are not big arenas.
No, I think you have to, of course, see what kind of draw you are.
Yeah.
Priest at times has been a theater act lately. So amphitheaters are pretty good for them. If they can pull people into White River State Park, that'll be good.
Yeah. Well, like here you go. The Mobile Civic Center that I was talking about, concerts, it can hold up to 10,000 people. That's not large
Mm-mm.
at all.
Excuse me.
I don't know what the Ford Center holds.
I would say it's probably being close to 20, wouldn't you think? I bet it holds 20,000.
Or 11.
What?
11,000.
Well, it looked bigger than that when I was there last.
Well, the people were shorter.
Yeah, well, I was on the floor and I was looking around.
Yeah, when you were looking up, shit, they look, oh, there's so many people. Yeah, that's what it was.
It was dark, too.
Yeah. But that's cool. Kathy said also releasing this Friday the Dolly Parton rock album featuring Rob Halford. Yeah.
Right.
That's great. Over it.
Already.
I'm not impressed.
Right, because you've listened to what? How much have you heard of it?
All of it.
Okay. I haven't delved that deep into it because we just talked about this before we went on the air. There was a review we just read from, I think, Ultimate Classic Rock, and it was short and sweet.
It really was.
Yeah, it said, well, she did it. She kept her promise. That was the gist of it. And we wondered how she would do with this because her voice is so smooth. It's smooth as silk and lily. Yeah. It floats like a butterfly. So how is she doing this? And of course, bringing in all these cool people because she's Dolly Parton. She can do that. So that stuff's cool. I did like Magic Man. I thought that was all right.
So here's my honest, brutal opinion. It all sounds forced.
Okay.
I don't want trying too hard, maybe. And I love Dolly. I absolutely love her to death. I'll and listen to her stuff, religiously or anything, but I was a fan. But just this to me, it just sounds forced. Like I'm trying too hard. I get that you said, hey, let me put on a rock album, especially if I'm going to go in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which we've had many conversations about, the artists, the people they let in it. But I don't know. It just to me seems forced and I don't know. I'm not going to use the word fake, but I just did.
Well, but we also respect the fact that she did it.
Oh, yeah. You don't see me doing it.
No, and she didn't have to do it.
No.
And how many people were pulling? I think Paul McCartney's on it. How many people were doing that?
Yeah. The star power itself is beyond belief, except for Miley. I mean, of course, Miley's going to be on there. But yeah, I take nothing from her whatsoever. Just not my cup of tea.
Right. And, I think I'll listen to it for the novelty of it.
Well, you have to.
Yeah. But it's not something I'm going to crank up all the time or
anything
like that.
I will hear you going down the road cranking out Dolly.
Yep.
I'm gonna call you out.
Dolly and Halford.
Who is that? That's Ace. What is he listening to? Dolly.
Dolly.
Well, speaking of collaborative albums, there is a new collaborative album that has been announced. The name of it is Medusa. And I wasn't expecting this. Kind of took me by surprise. It is a fresh artistic partnership between two legendary figures of Los Angeles hard rock. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Tracy Guns and Jack Russell.
I think that's an interesting pairing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It could be good.
here's the thing. This has obviously been in the works for a while because they announced their upcoming studio album, which I just said is called Medusa. It'll be released January 12th. So it's not
So
like this is something they just said, you know what, we should do this.
right, because we're waiting forever for some of these records to come out,
Uh-huh.
and this one we're not even. Do we even have a single? We don't have a single yet, do we?
Oh, but wait. To kick off the announcement
Yeah.
is the first single, Next in Line, which showcases, pay very close attention to this next sentence, showcases Jack's stellar vocals and Tracy's always clear and catchy riffs, and is the first shot at showing just what a powerhouse Russell Guns is to contemporary hard rock.
Why didn't they just call it Russell Guns?
Or Rusty Guns.
So, what did I say last week about the power of the studio and what you can do
I
in it?
know. I know.
So
I know.
we know that Jack Russell is uber talented as a singer. Uh, his stuff with Great White, man, he was just a killer vocalist. We saw him
Correct.
over the summer, and it was a bit overdone. Like we're thinking, can he still do this? Because he struggled a bit. Um, but he is at, I think, is it Rock? There's a big festival in Florida right now, the
Oh,
Sands.
yeah.
Well, he's there doing a gig, and reports are he sounds fantastic there, like amazing. So maybe we got a bad night. Did we get a bad night?
I don't think so. No,
Or
we didn't. We didn't because I'd seen him. When did I see him? A couple years ago,
right,
with Dokken, and
another guy that struggles.
right. Next in Line is available. I just clicked on it, so it's an 11 tracks. Yeah, 11 tracks. Next in Line's the first one to be released. That's your taste. The other ones are called Tell Me Why, Coming Down, Where I Belong, For You, Give Me the Night, Living a Lie, In and Out of Love, Back into Your Arms Again, I Want You, and of course, the name of the album, Medusa. And that's also a track, Medusa. So as soon as we're done with this, I'm going to give it a listen
Yeah, I'd be
and just
interested
see
to see
how
what,
stellar it is.
because well, and you mentioned something. I had another thought, but I've lost it. But talking about the studio stuff, uh, before the show, I talked to you about the Rolling Stone record that just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hackney Diamonds. Uh, I've listened to it. It actually is pretty good. But Mick Jagger is what, 80 or 88 or 188?
188, I think.
Sounds like he is 25 years old on this record.
That is insane.
Yeah, I mean, he is crisp and clear. He sounds fantastic.
Am I going to knock you off the air if I send you a text?
No, not at all.
All right, good. I just sent you one.
Okay. But
Now
yeah,
you
I
can.
was impressed with him. Okay, cool. I got it.
So did you listen to all of them? All the
No,
tracks?
no, about 5. So I got
Okay.
about 5, and they're all catchy, good
That's what I was
stuff.
going to ask, if you were like good with all 5 of them so far.
Right. And not just Mick, but just the instruments alone, just you know, uh, how they sound. They sound great.
Wow.
So
I don't want to say I'm
it,
shocked. You've said it a number of times, the miracle of what the studio can do. But I'm looking forward to checking that one out now. As a matter of fact, I need to just go find it now.
yeah. So and I'm a Stones fan to a point.
Right.
So I'm going to give it a listen, and yeah, it's really, really good.
Well, apparently I can't.
Is your internet slow like mine is today, and all
No,
messed up?
no. my music thing just didn't want to work right. So whatever. So yeah, let's see. I'm seeing if there's anything else on here. On Medusa, Jack and Tracy have discovered a common thread in a collection of songs that draw from the bluesy power and heavy energy of their most celebrated material and roots, yet infused with a fresh, energetic drive and modern metallic production. Jack Russell says, it was so great making the record with Tracy. Initially, I had my reservations about making this record, but in the end, it kicks ass. I'll play with Tracy anytime. So
there you go.
Yeah.
You mentioned Dawkins. That's what it was. You mentioned you saw Dawkins, and it made me think of Don Dawkins. Did you see a few weeks back? Because Don struggles vocally.
Right.
And he was addressing the criticism he was getting about his vocals. And he said basically, and I appreciate this, if you don't like it, don't come to the show. If you don't like it, don't buy a ticket. Because this is what you're going to get.
He's not wrong.
No, he's honest as hell. And I don't know that he wants to tour like he has to. I think he has to, but that's pretty honest stuff. And I listened to some live mixes. Go ahead.
No, I was going to sneeze. I wanted you to keep going.
So I listened to some live stuff, just stuff that people have videoed with their phone, but you may not get the greatest sound, but they bury him in the mix. So you hear the heavy guitars. It's just like when I saw Roth years and years ago, and I didn't know what they were playing except I could hear the music because I couldn't hear Roth because he was kind of just mumbling.
Right.
Don Dawkins is singing, but they've got him so blended into the mix that you can't hardly hear what he's doing. Yeah, they're just kind of masking it. I think.
Yeah.
I think. Now speaking of which, Dawkins put out a record though just recently.
Right.
So here we go again. Did you listen to it?
I have.
And?
I'm going to listen to it again.
I want to know how he sounds.
It's just one of those that you just can't. Oh man, that is so badass. I've only had a couple of them like that this year, but this wasn't one of them. Can you shut that, please? Thank you. Production assistants came in. Actually, what it is she has come in wanting a refill on a beverage. So as the resident bartender, I'm going to do this while we're on here. That's a little splash of grenadine for you. Here's a shot of peach schnapps. This is the first one we've actually made on the air.
Is this a nightly thing?
No.
It feels like it's a thing.
It may be. That's probably loud. This is pineapple Malibu. Oh, look, here's some pineapple juice.
What measurements are you using?
Oh, it's a shot glass. It's by the ounce.
Oh, okay. It looks like you were just doing here's some of this, here's some of that, and hope for the best.
That is how the normal ones go. I'm sure this sounds great. But yeah. And there we go. Fresh and crisp. No.
Nah.
Nah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Where are we at time wise? I don't even know. All right, look. One big thing we need to get into is Grammy Awards.
Right.
Nominations have been announced.
Okay.
Hurt
my feelings.
Okay, I will. So, who's eligible for the 2024 Grammy Awards? Music released between October 1st of 22 and September 15th of 23. Those are the ones eligible for consideration. I am only going to cover the rock, metal, and alternative Grammy nominations. You want to know something else? Listen to a different podcast.
Okay, Don.
Best metal performance. Disturbed for Bad Man.
Really?
Phantom of the Opera from Ghost.
Okay.
Jaded from Spirit Box.
Boy, they are getting a lot of, kind of getting some press lately.
Oh, yeah. Hive Mind from Slipknot.
New stuff.
Jethro Tull with Jethro Tull.
No.
Totally joking. I'm joking. And finally, 72 Seasons, Metallica.
You were joking about Jethro Tull, right?
Yes. So best metal performance. Bad Man from Disturbed. Phantom of the Opera with Ghost. Hive Mind, Slipknot, Jaded from Spirit Box, and 72 Seasons, Metallica.
Because
Best.
I can't deal with Metallica putting out that record that's so good and then getting beat out again by Jethro Tull. I can't do it.
Best rock performance. Sculptures of Anything Goes from the Arctic Monkeys.
No clue.
More Than a Love Song by the Black Pumas. Not Strong Enough from Boy Genius.
Not the 12 Chickens or
Rescued from the Foo Fighters.
Okay.
And Lux Eterna from Metallica.
Now, how many do you think Metallica is going to win out of this?
So far, we're 2 for 2.
I don't know.
Probably 0 for 2, more likely. Best rock song. Angry, the Rolling Stones.
It's an excellent song, by the way.
Emotion Sickness, Queens of the Stone Age. Not Strong Enough, Boy Genius. Have you heard of them?
I've not heard of Boy Genius.
Rescued by the Foo Fighters. And Ballad of a Homeschooled Girl from Olivia Rodrigo.
What's the category?
Best rock song.
Man, she's got that power punk thing that people are trying to throw her in a rock category, and they need to slow the roll a little bit.
It's slow the roll, rock and roll. Slow.
I think she's got some good stuff.
Sure.
I think she rips Taylor Swift off a lot, and probably should be sued. But I don't know that she belongs in the category with the Foo Fighters
and Metallica.
If she beats Metallica,
oh, I'm sorry, it's Boy Genius, Foo Fighters, Queens of the Stone Age, and the Rolling Stones with Olivia Rodrigo.
Any of them,
except for Boy Genius, because I don't know who they are.
If the Stones don't win that, it's criminal. It's criminal.
Best rock album.
Okay.
But here we are, Foo Fighters. Starcatcher, Greta Van Fleet.
Yeah, Greta Van Fleet.
This Is Why, Paramore. In Times New Roman, Queens of the Stone Age. 72 Seasons, Metallica.
So Paramore is winning that.
Probably. Best alternative, don't care. Best alternative, don't. Best alternative music album. I'm not going to go through all the nominees, but one of them is Boy Genius. How do we go from alternative to metal?
Are they metal?
I don't know. Never heard of them. Traditional pop, audiobook, best music video.
No.
Top podcasts on Tuesday nights. The nominees are us.
I can't pull them off the top of my head, but I can guarantee you there are probably 10 rock or metal records that are not in these categories that you're naming that are excellent, and they're not being considered.
Avenged Sevenfold.
Yes, we raved about that record. Raved about it. What was the other one that we compared that night?
I was going to say Winger, to be honest with you, even for rock album.
Right. That was excellent. What was the dates?
I just looked at that again. It was October 1st of 22 to September 15th of 23. So I don't know if they come in like a week or two after that.
Let's see. I'm looking at something. I'm trying to see. You said October of 2022?
Sandra just said Boy Genius is not rock. What the hell?
Imagine that.
I did say October of 22, October 1st, September 15th, 23.
Okay, dang it. So, Back from the Dead by Hailstorm came out May 6th of 2022.
Oh, so they would have been eligible for the 23 Grammy Awards.
Right. So I'm sitting there thinking, my goodness, that was such a good record. So they just missed it.
Okay.
But if they hadn't been in that category, it would have been, that's the stuff that bothers me. The really good records that get slided because we need to throw Boy Genius in something.
Right. Exactly. So let's throw them into two different places. Let's throw them into rock and then alternative.
And now I have to listen to Olivia Rodrigo to find out why this is in there.
Yeah. So I'm putting this on our social media right now, our Facebook page, because we're not going to have time to cover it tonight. But this is an article off of Loudwire. The 15 rock and metal bands that have been banned by Disney.
Oh, shit.
I wanted to cover it, but I'll just let you guys read it. Yeah. So next week we're back on Tuesday. We have a guest.
We have a guest.
We have a guest coming next week. We were reached out to and asked if we would mind talking to this young performer. His name is Cody Howell. That's Howell. Cody Howell is an up-and-coming country artist. Just released his most recent single. Actually, it's his debut single, not even his most recent. It is the debut single. It is called Any Way You Go. You can check it out on the YouTubes. I'm pretty sure it's available on streaming platforms. We are going to throw this up on ours as well, but he will be here next week. Here's a couple things about Mr. Howell. He is a veteran of the United States Navy. He's got a full album coming out in 2024. Kent Wells is his producer. And if you don't know who he is, then you need to Google him. He's a well-renowned producer and musician. And Mr. Howell actually did some background vocals on Dolly Parton's upcoming rock album, Rockstar. So
we can ask some questions.
Yeah.
That are burning in our minds about this record.
Exactly. And find out just what the people want to know. So that's next week. Cody Howell joins us. Same time, same bat channel. So be sure to kick in and watch that. Send it to all your friends. Natalie, who never came back after saying she would, we're docking that from her pay. Oh well. I want to thank Natalie. I don't want to thank her. She didn't do anything. Thanks to Kathy for showing up. Everybody else who showed up in the chat, of course, Music and More Records, as you can see behind Ace. Of course, Bad Company Barbecue, which you can see over there because I don't have it behind me. But yeah, check it out. Good stuff. Enjoy. We'll see you Tuesday. Send us an email. Leave us a review. Just, I don't care. Bad ones are fine too. Right?
We don't care.
Okay. We'll see you next week. Bye.